It is Friday, June the 17th. Hello. This is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion. Welcome. Today our scripture verse comes from the book of 1 John chapter 3 verses 16 through 24. Here's the word of the Lord. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions in truth. This is how we know that we belong to the truth, and how we set our hearts at rest in his presence. If our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts, and he knows everything. Dear friends, if our hearts do not condemn us, we have confidence before God and receive from him anything we ask, because we keep his commands and do what pleases him. And this is his command, to believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and to love one another as he commanded us. The one who keeps God's commands lives in him, and he in them. And this is how we know that he lives in us. We know it by the Spirit he gave us. And that is the word of the Lord. The article today by Dale Schaefer is titled, At Rest in His Presence. It is easy to allow our hearts to become heavy with the weight of all the things we fall short of in life. The task we left unfinished, the unkind word we let slip from our lips, the unmet expectations of a friend, co-worker, or family member, the sin in our past that our spiritual enemy repeatedly brings back to our memory. The Apostle John wants us to know that even when our hearts condemn us, God doesn't. Condemnation simply isn't God's style. God writes, if our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts. We know the condemnation doesn't come from God. It comes from Satan. In fact, condemnation is one of Satan's favorite tools to discourage Christians. The next time you find yourself feeling condemned in your own heart, stop and reflect on the words of John, who reminds us that in John 3:17 that God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Set your heart at rest in his presence. The hymn is I Must Tell Jesus by Alicia A. Hoffman. I must tell Jesus, I cannot bear my burdens alone. I must tell Jesus, Jesus can help me, Jesus alone. And from the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 18. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe stands condemned already, because they have not believed in the name of God's one and only Son. And that is your daily devotion for Friday, June the 17th. Have a blessed day.